Perfect. Okay, well, I call this meeting to order at 3:36 p.m. It is February 19th, 2021. I have accidentally written 2020 on at least 2 academic papers I've turned in this year. So if I ever accidentally say 2020, know that I really don't mean that, and that I am still stuck there. So hopefully everyone is doing really great this afternoon. I know it is, I was just talking to Michaela before we got started about it being sunny but slushy outside. So hopefully you're sitting somewhere near a window so you can get some vitamin D, because God knows we all need it. So without further ado, Secretary Gary, would you proceed with roll call, please?
Okay, President Betterson,
Present.
Vice President Shaheen,
Present.
Treasurer Wadan,
Present.
okay, for our advisor, Matt Nickman, Adam Sunstergaard, Kimberly Fuller, okay, and now to Senators, Melissa Yandrick, Senator Clark, Senator Legitimus,
Present.
Senator Simon,
Present.
Senator Keller, Senator Hurd, Senator Felice, Senator Hochschild,
Present.
Senator Lee,
Present.
Senator Soma,
Present.
Senator Zhao,
Present.
Senator Bubnick,
Present.
Senator Ball,
Present.
Senator McDowell, Senator Afale, Senator Malaranjo,
Here.
Senator Nowitzki, Senator Raffin,
Present.
Senator Kareem,
Present.
okay, Director Prevost,
Present.
Director Armitage,
Present.
Director Rira,
Present.
Director Howard, Director Emery, and last but not least, Speaker of the Senate, Lauren Klotzer.
Present.
Okay, and this completes the roll call.
Thank you, Secretary Gary. All right, so now it is time for any announcements. If anyone has any, just go ahead and unmute yourself, raise your hand, whatever you would like, and I'll call on you. Are there any announcements? President Betterson.
I have an announcement for you guys. So for those of you who are not graduating in May and you would like to continue your service in SGA, wow, I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but that works. The application to join the ballot to run in the election, either for an executive board position or for a senator position, that application closes on Monday, the 22nd at noon, not at midnight, at noon. Please, please, please make note of that. I know in college everything is due at midnight, so please don't don't expect to submit it afternoon because you will be out of luck. So if you are interested in continuing your service in SGA, whether you just want to run for the same position, or if you're thinking of running for an executive board position, just make a note of that. Also, I know the process can be a bit hard to understand. There's a lot of different steps that are involved. A few of you have reached out to me already. But I am happy to chat with any of you about anything to do with this process. So if you want to put a ticket together for executive board, if you have questions about campaign materials, submitting stuff on Bikes Connect, literally anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I know that that goes for the other members of the exec board. as well as Speaker Kolazar, I'm sure.
Thank you so much, President Betterson. Are there any other announcements before we proceed with our committee updates? Okay. So moving on to our committee reports. First up is Finance. Treasurer Wadon, if you could give us our finance update.
Thank you very much. I know last week I had an extremely long update, or 2 weeks ago. It's, kind of lost here, but I think it was really, really long. It was like 10 minutes or something. Who knows? Sorry for that. Today won't be anything like that. So today I'm just here to inform you about our hearing 5. So for our hearing 5, our final hearing of the semester, we will be allowing for promotional material for in organization, specifically for members, and we're also going to be allowing for promotional material for general distribution. We're just trying to get these organizations ready for the coming year and coming semester, just in case we're in person, hopefully, so they can rebuild. So that application will open on March 8th for hearing 5. Let everybody know. I'll get in contact with, actually, I don't think Prav is here anymore. So I will make some type of flyer for the SGA Instagram. And then also I'll be meeting with Dan next week to discuss some of the logistical operations of this, because it's going to be a little bit different. The applications will be due on March 19th, so that's 11 days to apply, but we'll probably get it open way earlier than that, because I finished the form for it. And then the hearing will be on the 26th. Approval will be by April 2nd. So if anybody has any questions about that, feel free to ask. Also currently just some general things, currently working on some internal requests. We have an internal request upcoming for soon. We're working on trainings for the following administration, just hopefully so there's a smooth transition. But for this week, that's pretty much all I have. Next time we'll have a more exciting and longer update though. Thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer Wadon. Next, we have our United Student Org update. Vice President Shaheen.
Hi, everyone. So today, the United Student Org and I and myself have met for our first meeting of the semester, which we all found to be very successful. So just with missing a few members, we were able to discuss something that we really want to get rolling, and that is a social hour between the student organizations, specifically student government, Viking Expeditions, and CAB. If you guys were a part of student government last year, pre-corona, we did have that event in the office, which was super fun. There was food and snacks and just games, and it was a really great social hour for the student organizations to kind of get to know one another. And as we all know, that connection is super important moving forward, because we're just not sure how much longer we're going to be on Zoom. So we've talked about that. That will hopefully be rolling. We're planning on getting in contact with the e-boards of those two specific organizations. If you guys feel as though this is something that we should invite other organizations to, please reach out to me and let me know. But we just kind of decided to kind of keep a little bit smaller, just because we are the 3 main largest organizations, and we don't know how many people can be held in a Zoom call. So if you guys have anything else you guys want to add or just bring up, let me know. And then we were also just in discussion of some volunteer opportunities on campus. So cleanups, donations, all of that good stuff. But that's something that we would need to discuss with Marty Bernard, who is in Viking Expeditions, who spoke at a meeting a couple months ago. So yeah, that is all I've got. I don't know if any of the members want to add anything, but if not, we can just move forward.
All right, thank you so much. I love the idea of the social hour. I think that would be really, really helpful. Like you said, not knowing how much longer we'll be on Zoom, just something that no one likes to think about, but that must be thought about. Next up, we have our Ad Hoc Sustainability Committee, Director Rira.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker Kolazar. So I'm sure everyone here is very excited to hear about the poll results from 2 weeks ago when I had that long presentation. So the tree that came in first place was the sugar maple. The tree that came in second place was the crabapple. So these 2 trees will be purchased. I put in the budget request, and the grounds team will be purchasing them shortly for us, and they will be holding them, and then eventually in the spring we will plant them. So I'm very excited to have these beautiful trees in our courtyard. Other than that, I believe my committee and I met for the second time this semester, and we briefly talked about what I brought up last semester. I don't know if you guys remember the TikTok/Reels idea. So I think it's a great opportunity to kind of create a TikTok account, even, use our Instagram account, and just give students on campus kind of a tutorial on how to be more sustained and kind of treat the campus in the way that, you treat your house. I'm speaking for myself, at least. I liked my house clean, organized, something like that. But also, that TikTok account could, lead to more series other than sustainability, some tutorials on how students can get around campus easier, maybe the parking situation, because I know when I was a freshman, I was lost. So I think that's a good opportunity for us, and we're going to be coming up with some scripts shortly. So just look out for that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited about the tree update. I hope everyone else is excited to hear that as well. I've been looking forward to this announcement. All right, so next up would be our Investigation and Legislation Committee update from Director Emery. I don't believe he is present at the moment, so I can give the update on behalf of him because I also work with the Investigation and Legislation Committee. We have just finalized our dates for all of our meetings this semester. That was something that we just finished outlining this week. Our first meeting is going to be next Friday at 10:30 a.m. and everyone who is on the Investigation and Legislation Committee expect a calendar of those dates. We'll be meeting 5 times this semester, and we'll be working on some directives outlined by Director Emery and I, and also suggestions from President Betterson. And I know Director Emery is also working on that Robert's Rules of Order presentation that he's going to prepare for all of you guys. And I'm looking forward to that because I think that will be really helpful and also fun. So that's all we have for our update thus far. Next up, we have our Public Relations Committee. President Betterson, would you like to deliver that update?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that. That was the one thing that we did not decide at our last meeting is who's going to give the updates now that Prob has resigned. So I can do that, and PR committee members, if I miss anything, feel free to hop in. So we were just able to have our first meeting of the semester and work out our meeting dates for the year, which is exciting. And we basically just were able to touch base and figure out what the workflow is going to look like. So as part of that, I'm sure all of you by now have seen our weekly calendar that we're putting up in the Viking newsletter and on Instagram and our other social media pages. So if you have your any events that you're planning with your committees, for my committee chairs and directors, once you have those meeting dates scheduled, there is a form on Vikes Connect that just went live this morning. Just put it in the chat. I'm going to send this out via email as well, but once you have those dates set, please use this form to submit those dates, again, for committee meetings and for general events, whether they're virtual or on campus. And it's just going to allow our committee to figure out what exactly you need. If you want us to create promotional materials, we can do that for you. And then obviously so that we can post those on social media and include them in the weekly calendar. And that is all the updates that I have for you guys. PR, my PR peeps, did I miss anything? Is that pretty much it? Okay, awesome. Any questions? Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have our Diversity Committee report from Secretary Gary.
Hi, so pretty much what my committee is working on now. For the month of March, we are doing a Instagram spotlight / highlight with different women faculty members that have served at CSU for over a couple years and have been in leadership positions for Women's History Month. So with that, we contacted a few of like our CSU officials like Dr. Shi and Dr. Shannon Graybriar Milliken and administrators like that. We're also doing a Instagram video talking about diversity and inclusion and how SGA incorporates that factor into the organization and how much of an impact does diversity and inclusion have on organizations. So be on the lookout for different events we may be planning for the next couple months because we only have 3 months left of school. So that's pretty much what I have for now.
Thank you, Secretary Gary. And finally, last but not least, we have our Public Policy Committee report from Director Armitage.
Well, surprise, surprise, for the first time ever, I don't have any updates. So thank you.
Thank you, Director Armitage. A plot twist. Perfect for a Friday afternoon. All right, well, that was the last of our committee reports. Also, thank you guys for keeping those very succinct and to the point. I was very, we got those done really fast. Look at us go. I think everybody is very excited about the weekend. And so unless there are any other questions regarding any of those committee reports, then we can move on to our executive board update. So I don't think there are any questions. If there are any, feel free to reach out to the directors or the e-board. President Betterson, the floor is yours.
Thanks. I'm going to try to keep with the theme today and keep this brief. So the first update that I have for you all is on the diversity training that I was able to help out with the Office of Enrollment. That took place earlier this week, and it was just an opportunity to welcome new and prospective students and tell them about some of the great programs that we have here at CSU. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on that. It went very, very well, and I think SGA got some new interested students as a result, so that's exciting. The next update is a pretty big one. So the Police Review Task Force is the task force that took the longest to finish up our work for this year. As many of you know, the rest of those reports went out earlier, a couple months ago, and the Police Review Task Force took a bit more time. We were working over the break through January to finish up just the results of our investigation. But that is done, it is out, it's public. An email went out a few days ago with that report. But if you missed it, or if you want another copy of it, just reach out and I'll be happy to send you a copy. As part of that, I'm starting to have a conversation with some of our senior leadership members about having kind of an open town hall conversation about these reports. I know there was a lot of interest from students and faculty and even community members about what's going into these reports and what our next steps are going to be. So within the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to have some updates for you all on what that might look like. I'm thinking of just like an open forum where we invite maybe the chairs of some of these task forces, maybe some folks from student life, obviously our leaders, our student leaders here, and just invite students to have a conversation with us, share their concerns, their questions, and their advice for moving forward with that information. The next update that I have for you all is a really fun one. So we are hosting a collaborative event with the Black Student Union and the Black Faculty and Staff Organization to celebrate African American History Month. So that event is going to take place on Wednesday of next week. That's the 24th at 12 p.m. And the really, really exciting thing about this is our special guest is going to be none other than the Ohio Supreme Court Justice Melody Stewart, who, for those of you who are unfamiliar with her career, She's not only an alumna from our law college here at CSU, she is the first African-American woman to be elected to the Ohio Supreme Court, which is just incredible. So she is a history maker. If you have time, if you're free Wednesday at noon, please do join us because it's going to be an amazing time to hear from her, learn about her career, to network, and just to celebrate the progress that she's made and everything that she represents. So yeah, I will post the link, the Zoom link to that in an email that will go out either later this afternoon or first thing on Monday, and I'll also put it in the Slack if you want to join. Let's see, 2 more updates. The first is committee reports. So those of you directors who were able to join our first meeting on Thursday, you all know that we're working on getting out these committee reports that are basically going to summarize everything that our committees set out to do for the semester, and obviously the progress that we've made as a group. So we're looking at just getting a really succinct, bite-sized, easy way to process this information in a little graphic that we can post to social media that's going to highlight the hard work that everyone has been doing this semester. I'm always saying how proud I am of SGA, but the fact that all of you in your committees were able to do so much this semester and are still doing so much in the middle of a pandemic as students, many of you who are working full-time, part-time, I'm so proud of that. And I can't wait for these reports to highlight everything that you've been able to do. So those will be out shortly. We're still working on finalizing that and figuring out what information we can include. And then the final update that I have for you all is earlier this week, Dr. Grabar Milliken and Dr. Tamika Rashid from the Office of Student Involvement, they were able to host a collaborative meeting with a bunch of different student leaders from organizations about the survey that recently went out to gauge student involvement. So essentially the survey was able to give us a snapshot of what students want, what they need, and how we can give it to them. So we got an idea of what days and times would be best to host events, what kinds of events people want, and then the really neat part was we got to get an idea of when and how students would be comfortable with having in-person events on campus. So we have had a few smaller events scheduled throughout this semester, but we're looking at hosting some bigger ones coming soon. Hopefully in the fall, things will open up and we'll be able to have those big, fun, like CAB events again. But this survey was able to give us a good picture of what's going to make students comfortable within the bounds of, feeling safe and having fun. So I do not yet have a copy of that data, but once I do, I will send it out to you all via email. And then we can have a conversation about how we can work that information into SGA's approach for this semester and of course next year. And that is finally, I'm out of breath, the end of my report. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, awesome. Well then, thanks for listening. Secretary Gary, I know you were at that meeting as well with Student Life. Is that pretty much, did I do an okay job of summarizing?
So that was pretty much the conversation. Another topic that they discussed was to have like a live performer or live event with someone that's local in Cleveland. They also just sent that survey out this morning so students can vote which live performer they will want CSU to have. So they can have like either a live conference or like a talk with students. So they really haven't like gone into much detail of when they will want to do this event, but I know they sent out a survey this morning.
All right, well, thank you so much, President Betterson. That is so many exciting updates today, honestly. I'm really excited to hear all of these things. And it sounds like all of the committees are really outlining goals for this semester. And I'm really proud of you guys and really excited to see what we're able to accomplish and to have those kinds of bite-sized summaries, President Betterson, that you were talking about. I think that sounds really encouraging and fun and can help us all stay like connected and help us all to see what every part of SGA is doing. And I think that's a really beautiful idea. All right, well, you guys, I adjourn this meeting at 4:02 p.m. You guys have a great weekend. Stick around for questions. If there's any